Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Man here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Nest product. It is the Nest E Thermostat. I have one of these in my house already, and I figured, well, let's do another one since I have multiple thermostats in my house, and some of them are really old, so I figured let's replace one, and I'll just show you guys how to set it up. So this is the Nest E Thermostat. Like I said, I installed one of these in my house already. I have 3 thermostats in total. I have a floor heat system, a radiant floor heat, so it's heated by water. And I wasn't totally sure if these were going to work at first, but turns out they did, and it was actually fairly simple. I only have 2 wires. Both of them were used for the heat, and they would just like cycle back and forth between them. Because I had the old Mercury style thermostats, which are really old and really cheap. But I want to upgrade. So I opted for Nest. I was debating on Nest or Ecobee, but I just like the way these look better. I recently just painted a lot of my walls white, so this matches in nicely. So let's stop talking here and let's take a look what's in the box. If I can get it open. It's a decent quality box, actually. Oh, there's a sticker here. That would help. There we go. I think I did the same thing on the first box. So, this model is very similar to the regular Nest thermostat, like the regular, I guess, silver, or I think you can get white too. Only difference is it has less connections, and it also has a plastic body, like the shell around the outside here. This is actually plastic, not metal, which is totally fine with me because I'm not horsing around with it, so it's fine. We get the display. That's the first piece in here. This is the part that is like the dial. If you've ever seen these before, it's like a dial you turn back and forth. So there's that part. Then we have the startup guide, installation guide. If you've never installed one before, I'd say look this through. It kind of gives you an idea whether your system is actually compatible. A lot of systems aren't compatible, but there is on Nest's website, you can actually, I think it's in that book too, you can go see whether your system is actually compatible. It's like a little step-by-step guide. This is the back plate. Has all the different wire connection spots on here. You basically just press one of the little buttons down on the side, and then you just stick the wire in. It's very simple. There's no using a screwdriver to try to make it curl around the little metal beam in there, whatever. This is a lot simpler. It even comes with a built-in level on the top here, so you can level it on the wall nicely. Because there also is a faceplate right behind the back here. Now I did see that if you really don't like these square faceplates, I did see ones on Amazon. They were round ones. So if you want a round faceplate, I'll actually put links to those in the description as well as this thermostat too. Yeah, I personally don't mind the square ones. It covers up my crappy paint job that's behind there nicely from my old ones. So these work perfectly. They are made of plastic as well. It's a pretty durable plastic though, so not too worried. And I believe it comes with 2 screws as well. Yes, there's 2 screws. One on each side here. They basically just go into the drywall. You don't need to put any anchors or anything in. I didn't for the other one. Got your 2 screws, your back plate, your wall plate, and the display. So that is all the pieces you need. Now let's go take a look on the wall where I'm going to install it, and I will take you guys step by step through how to install this thing. Hey guys, so first things first, before you want to install any of these things, you want to turn the power off to those thermostats, just so you don't shock yourself, because you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to hit my breaker here for my boiler plug, so that turns off all the thermostats. Just turns the whole boiler off, boiler system for the floor off. We don't have to worry about that. Then we will go install this on the wall. Okay guys, so this is the thermostat that I'm going to be replacing. It is a very old, just analog thermostat. It does the job, but they're not super accurate, and it's expected because they're only like maybe 20 bucks here in Canada. So yeah, I wanted to replace these. Something that's a little bit newer, maybe saves some energy as well. And then also in the future I can hook up AC to them as well, because these are only for heat, so I can't really do that with that. So first things first, have lots of dust fall out of the wall, and yeah, take the plate cover off first. So yeah, this is the old thermostat. It's really a really old one. There's older ones yet, but these are pretty old. I will keep them just because it's a good backup just in case. So first off, you want to take off the screws for the wires. First, maybe make sure that the power should be off, so you can touch the wires, no problem. It's not going to do anything. You want to take the wires or the screws out where the wires hook up to it. Make sure you get the right size screwdriver. So you take these screws out first, just so the wires are loose. You just want to make sure they don't, that's fine. You just want to make sure the wires don't fall in through the hole behind the wall, because that would not be good either. Then you're kind of pooched. You have to rip your wall open just to find those wires. Most of the times, if you're careful, it should be no problem. Pull those out a little bit so you can feed them through the back. Then you want to grab another screwdriver to take the wall plate off. Now you might need to get a knife too. If you haven't painted it in a long time, there might be paint that's making this thing stick to the wall. You might want to just grab a knife or something, just cut the edges, and then it should come off nicely. Otherwise you might rip your paint off your wall. First comes first here. Take these screws out. It's gonna be so nice having these thermostats out of here. They're so old. Now this one came off pretty easy. That's because I took this thing off once before. I was trying to figure out if this thing might actually work with my wires or not, so I took the thermostat off once. Might be a good idea anyways, just to see what kind of wires you have behind there. I think you have to do that in that guide you check through just on their Nest's website, just to see if it's compatible or not. So you want to feed the wires through the back. And there you go. You have the old back plate off. Then you want to take your back plate and your wall plate. Now these fit together. You can kind of click them together. They're not gonna, oh, they do stay, never mind. You wanna feed your wires through the middle. And then just kind of place your wall plate where you want it. Kind of use the level. Just make sure it covers up your old paint spot there where the old thermostat used to be. If that does good, then you're good. You can have it this way, or you can actually have it the other way too. Mine I'm gonna have this way because the other way it doesn't fit properly. It doesn't cover it up. So we'll do it this way. Just line it up in the middle. And then once you're pretty close, just kind of eyeball it on the little level there. Once you're close, then you want to just take those screws that it came with. And it's most likely gonna make some new holes, which is fine. Just grab a screwdriver. I would recommend using a hand screwdriver, not a drill, just so you don't over tighten them. And then it doesn't stay tight. Just kind of get one in there so it can kind of hold it to the wall. Just like that. And then you can level it out for the final time. Kind of hold it there. And then screw it in the rest of the way. Screw it in until it's snug. And then you can screw in the bottom one. Just tighten that one up too. Not too tight, just kind of do it till it's snug and it doesn't move anymore. Now we're gonna hook up the wires. On my other one, I think with this system, because these both technically were for the heat, it doesn't really matter. W is for heat. The C is for your common wire. If you have a common wire, it's to use for power. You can also use R for power, which I'm going to be using. The red wire to go to R. This is what I did on my other one. I did red for the power for R, and I did black for W. I think. Sorry, I had that backwards. I don't think it actually matters, but I'm going to do it the same as my last one because I know it worked. I had black in the power one for R, and the red for W. I don't know if it actually really matters, but that's what I'm going to do. I believe Y is for if you have AC hooked to this as well, because there's a sensor, or not sensor, a setting where you can switch to heat or off totally, or to AC, air conditioning. So that's that one. G, I'm not totally sure what G is. I have no use for it, so it's whatever. And the OB, I'm not sure what that's for either. Might be like an extra option if you don't have a certain slot. Okay guys, so you want to do your language first. You choose whatever language you are needing. Here I'm going to choose English. Then you want to do your internet connection. This is if you want to use the app. You can, on your phone, you can connect to the internet. So I'm just going to go connect to that, and then I'll get back to you guys right away. Okay, so you can just let it connect to the internet. Once it's done that, it takes a couple seconds. Then you continue. It'll check for updates. Depending on how fast your internet, it could go quick, go fast, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It'll just take a little while, maybe. Okay, so once it does the update, then it's going to restart the whole thing. And you'll get this little Google symbol on here. That just means it's rebooting. Just gotta wait for that to reboot back to the menu, and then you can keep continuing with your different tasks that it gives you. Okay, now you're back to the menu here. Once it's done all its updating, you might have to restart a couple times. Now you have your internet connection, you can do your location. I put that in already, good to go there. And you go to your equipment, and it asks you if you're a Nest Pro. I think that has to do with if you're like a Pro installer. There's more settings and stuff, you can maybe fine tune it. I would just go for homeowner if you're just doing it yourself. It's the more friendly version of this. Gives you, tells you where the wires are. You can look at this anytime when you go into your settings. So we have the heat wire, which we put the red one in. That was the W1. And then the power, we put the black wire in there. That was the R. So then you want to continue once you have everything to where you want it. Your system is for heating. Yep, that's right. Hit continue. And then you choose your heating source. Mine is electric. There's gas, electric, oil, propane, geothermal, or you can say I don't know. I have electric in-floor heat, and then it asks you what kind of electric heat. You got more info, electric baseboards, radiators, in-floor heat, forced air. I have in-floor heat. Then you want to go to your temperature. Save energy by using eco temperatures when no one is home, or turn them on manually at any time. So this is like an eco feature, so you don't have to waste energy when you're not in the house. It kind of senses that you're not home, and then it'll turn it down, which is kind of cool. Hit continue. You can choose to turn this on or off. I'm going to turn that on. There we go. So you can choose your eco temperature. Mine, I think I had it set at 15 on the other one, so we'll do the same as this one. And then system test is the next one. Your thermostat is now configured for your system. Continue. Your system is ready to test. You can test it now or test it later from settings. Let's test it now. What do you want to test the heating? Yep. Testing heating, W1 wire. The heat should be on. Rated heat can take up to half an hour to be noticeable. Yep, I just heard it click, so that means it just turned on. Hit done. Rated heat has been turned off. Okay, now we're done. And now you want to set up the app. So we'll go in the app. I'll show you guys how to set up the app and connect it to your thermostat. So you want to go into Add Products. Then you can either scan the back of the thing or just choose your actual product. We want the Nest Thermostat, the Nest E Thermostat. You want to click either Start Installation, so you can actually use this to install it if you already have the app. We'll go Already Installed, and then we enter the key that it gives us. And then it starts connecting. There we go, it is connected. Hit done. And there we go. So I have living room and it's connected. So you go back to the thermostat here. It says it's connected to the account. Hit done. You hit finish. And there you go. You can use the dial to switch back and forth for your temperature. The big number in the middle, that is the temperature that you're wanting to set it at. The little white number, that is the number that the room is actually at right now. And this is the little eco thing, so if I turn it up higher, it goes away. If I turn it down, it's starting to get into eco mode where it's saving energy. Click the button once. You have where you can choose different stuff. So if you have air conditioning, it'll give you a little blue thing, I guess, to make you choose air conditioning if you want. Or you can turn it off totally. I got eco mode, I can switch it on and off. You can go into settings, set up your schedule, either here or on the app. Your history, home away assistant, eco again, safety temperature, so you can set a temperature that you don't want it to go below, just for safety purposes, so you don't wreck your heating system. You have a wake up display, so when you walk by it, it'll turn on. The clicking sound, when you're using it, you can set it between Fahrenheit and Celsius. You can set up the date and stuff, your language again, basically everything we went through before. So yeah guys, that is the Nest E Thermostat. Thanks for watching guys. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel for more tech, gaming, and any kind of electronics videos. And as always, I will see you guys next time.